I'm not going to get into this with you, but no loaded rifles.
Okay.
Pistols are fine. No rifles.
Have you guys been trained on the Heller decision?
Thank you.
District of Columbia v. Heller?
Thank you.
What about New York State Rifle and Pistol Association v. Bruin? You know, I talked to Deputy DeSoto today, and he said we're all on the same page. So, I don't know what's changed, but I talked to him on the phone, got it recorded.
All right, so I'm the founder of iCarry.org and keepandbear.org. I spend most of my time in Tennessee now, originally from Illinois, and Tennessee still has some statutes on the books. They try to claim that they're pro-gun, that they have Constitution carry, but they have a lot of statutes on the books that have limitations where you can and can't carry. They still have a permitting system, and I used to have a permit, used to have a Utah permit. I did not renew it, and I'm never going to. As Americans, we have the right to keep and bear arms that shall not be infringed, and that's not a right that you have to pay for, not a right you have to ask for. So today we are here in Thompson Station, Tennessee, because they've had socialist signs at the parks that state that you cannot have weapons at the park, and those signs convey the message that government will take care of you, which it won't, that giving up your rights will bring you more security and safety, never has, never will. It's the message that someone else, if you give your authority to someone else, your life will be better, the greater good for the greater number, and all of those are socialist lies. Socialism is destroying this country, and so today we're here to tell them that we don't agree with that language. We don't agree with the signs that say you can't have weapons in the parks. I mean, we're talking about parks. Women and children go to those parks and need to be able to protect themselves, and you can't have weapons there, or you need a permit, you need to ask permission to have a weapon there. Thought this was a Constitution carry state. Which is it? I mean, here we've talked with the police, we've been all over, we carry like this downtown Broadway in Nashville, Tennessee. Thousands of people around. And here I just had a deputy tell me that, I can't have the rifle loaded or can't have loaded rounds near the rifle. Like, what is this garbage? What state is this? I came from Illinois. I came to Tennessee from Illinois. What happened? What's going on here? So we're going to get to the bottom of it, and we are live video recording, and we're going to give them a message, and I hope that they take that. I really hope that they take that language off the signs, because we shouldn't have any signs that say no weapons. It's like having a sign that says no prayer or no speech. No weapons. Second Amendment, baby.
There you go.
Don't do your address. Not Thomas Jefferson.
So good. I wonder if anyone else is going to speak.
So we'll start this evening with Thomas Jefferson.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm Thomas Jefferson. You may know me as Shaun Kranish. I'm the founder of iCarry.org and keepandbear.org. And I spend most of my time in Tennessee now. I'm from Illinois originally. I helped Illinois get concealed carry, shall issue concealed carry, and Wisconsin as well. And frankly, I think I can speak on behalf of a lot of people when I say I'm tired of socialism. I'm really tired of it. I'm tired of the lies of socialism, that you give up your rights, you give up your money, you empower government, and everything's going to be better. Life's going to magically be better. Some utopia is going to be created. I'm here because of your signs in your parks, okay? When it says no weapons, that's like saying no prayer. That's like saying no speech. You can't have that. That's a chilling effect on the Second Amendment. You can't discourage people from exercising their Second Amendment rights. And actually, TCA 39-17-309 makes it a felony to intimidate or coerce somebody out of exercising their civil rights. We have two Supreme Court decisions, District of Columbia v. Heller and New York State Rifle and Pistol Association v. Bruin, that clearly state that the Second Amendment is an individual right, and if a law didn't exist back in 1791 when it was ratified, it can't exist now. It's just like the First Amendment. The First Amendment the Second Amendment is not a second-class right, so you can't treat it as such. So just like you can't put on your signs that you can't pray in a park, you can't put on your signs that you can't have weapons in a park. And I've emailed, I've made phone calls, and I've taken pictures. I carry the parks. As I was saying before, it's been a while since I've had any kind of license or permit for having a gun. I let those expire, and I'm never going to renew them. I'm not going to pay money. I'm not going to ask permission to exercise a right. I'm not going to do it here. I'm not going to do it anywhere in the United States. Wherever I go, I will carry when I want, how I want, what I want, where I want. So you need to remove that language off the signs. Just take the weapons off completely, and you'll be doing the right thing. Because a sign that suggests that you can rely on government to protect you, no, you can't. A woman out there with her children, she can't rely on government. The deputies are not going to be there to protect her. Is she going to pull out her cell phone? No, she needs protection right then and there. She doesn't need to ask permission for it. She doesn't need a license. She doesn't need a permit. This is supposed to be a Constitution carry state. No, done with the socialism. So please remove that from the signs, as I asked numerous times in emails and phone calls. And that's really all I have to say. Do the right thing, because everybody's watching, and Americans are tired of socialism. And we're tired of politicians who just want money and power and prestige and don't care about anything except virtue signaling for their friends and letting everybody know that they want power. So, thank you.
Next comments is Jeff Collins.
I'm here on the same issue, and from the perspective of 3 words: who is responsible? The deputies and law enforcement in this county is not responsible to protect the citizens. But when you take away the ability of citizens to visit one of your parks to protect themselves from anyone that would do them harm, the city incurs a liability that they do not want to incur, because someone has to take responsibility. And when you deny the citizen the opportunity and the means of which to defend their family, whether it be from a child predator or from an assailant, you are depriving them of their ability to protect their life and the life of their loved ones. And when you do that, you assume the liability of their protection. There's case law, unending case law, that has described that firm reality. You see, it wasn't excessive taxation without any representation, nor the cruel or unjust violations of the rights of the founders of this great nation. It wasn't the Redcoats' occupation or the British blockade of Boston Harbor that triggered the fateful confrontation that gave birth to this great nation. For 6 long hours, a common man rode his horse throughout the land to sound the alarm to all fathers and sons that the Redcoats were coming for their guns, that the tyrants were coming for their guns. They quickly assembled that fateful dawn. At Concord Bridge, the lines were drawn. They took their stand. All fathers and sons, they chose to fight and not give up their guns, for they knew back then, throughout history, that an unarmed people can never be free, for only slaves are deprived the use of arms, with no way to protect their loved ones from harm, from those who plunder and murder at will, be they pirates or tyrants, and their soldiers who kill. No, it wasn't injustice or plunder that triggered the gunfire that day. Forsaking all, they answered the call. They would not be disarmed and had their guns taken away. And what happened on that day gave birth to the greatest nation that this earth has ever seen, because of the liberties that we have had, and because of our right to keep and bear arms. We have never been occupied or had to face a war on our own soil over the last several centuries. So I encourage you all, remove that vestige, that prohibition from your parks, so I can bring my wife and my grandchildren and enjoy a day in the park without violating the city ordinance. because we all stand accountable before God to do what He requires us to do, and we all have to give an account. Thank you.
Thank you both for your comments. We'll now move on to the next item on our agenda is review of the January minutes. Were they updated on the park rules? Was there any comments or questions regarding these? I noticed that most of these were in relation to the specific wording regarding the community center, and then there was that update on November 22nd for on the weapons permitted per the Tennessee code. Was it out on there? Was there any other questions or concerns?
Not a concern, a question. Maybe just clarity for that 2 hours of community service, the nonprofit being waived their fee.
Approve the updates to the rules and procedures.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just, because I know that in the public comments there were discussions about weapons and signage. The signage is actually no longer in the park, so that's been removed. The provision about weapons does say, as you mentioned, except it's permitted in the Tennessee Code, and it cites 39-17-1311. Again, this comes in any kind of issue where we have state law that has implications for anything that we do. Local governments can only operate in what state law allows for. So this provision is directly from our town attorney and was added in November, kind of administratively. We didn't bring that back to the Parks Board because the town attorney said that it was something that obviously is from state law, so it could be added to the rules. So just wanted to put that out there.
We didn't have a meeting in December to review it. So.
Correct.
Understood.
One more comment back to Ken real quick. Whenever
Sorry, could someone clarify, is there still like discussion about the signs?
So the signs, those were already taken down, like a couple months ago. We talked about town. And then the update on the rules, they actually updated it in regard to the Tennessee Code back in November 22nd. So that's already been done. That will change. So the approval of rule changes, that should be covered.
So you guys voted to approve today?
Yep.
Even though you're not for the public comment?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
And some of it was already done ahead of time, so that was great already. So thank you for coming. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes,
well, I hope you guys reconsider about the socialist messages that are on the signs.
You know, you fix me, brother.
All right. Take it easy, guys. Thank you.
Wish you didn't get addressed there, Greg, did it?
Oh, they voted to approve right in front of us, even after our comments.
We voted to approve what?
Their new rules, which state no weapons except as authorized by TCA 3917.